There it is.
Well, it was. We thought it was ready.
So, you guys didn't see it in in-game chat, but I saw it. So, there was some banter between these two teams in the lobby before we started, where W7M, they went like, oh, we are like 6x top 8 in the world. And Geekay said, but you are 2x lost Clubhouse to Geekay, though. That's true. I mean, yeah, they've done well many times before, but I'm used to this. Okay.
Herds said, it's your first time in playoffs, bro. And yeah,
It is.
they're correct. But you want to lose to a team who's in the playoffs for the first time?
As the reigning major champions? I don't think so. Not at all. And what a place to go for the final map in this first best of 3 series. Oregon, a map that really speaks to playing like, not perfect seeds because it can be very chaotic, but playing off one another, playing for those trades, the duels, trying to go for a quick 3, 2, 1 countdown into the beautiful execute. It's gonna test teams' communication more than anything else. And you said it, Parker, GK, they just won 2 attacking rounds, and then they believe that's all that is required. They start the attack. They can build that up over time. Basement, no surprise here. No matter what team you are against whatever team on the other side, you will always start Basement on Oregon. It's one of the strongest, most favorable defensive bomb sites of any map in current Rainbow Six Siege, if not ever, maybe even. And thankfully for attackers, though, you got the attacker repick. You're gonna go through the motions. What do we see? What do we want? What do we like? Well, they see the intel again, that Valkyrie. So they go from Blitz on to IQ, but they also see that there's a basement bomb site, and they got no Warden. So they don't want the campus on smokes, but they still want some sort of utility to peel people off corners or to figure out where they are. So they go from Capital onto Grim instead. So very clearly, they see 2 specific defenders, they change 2 specific attackers as a response to that.
Well, you need a better performance from JV, Herds, and KZ on this map. All 3 players playing well below their own expectations and our expectations of them on Clubhouse. Were it not for Philippox and Nade, the team would have been completely obliterated by GK. We need a full team effort. Herds successful immediately. Nitro Cell goes out, Key dies. Goodbye to Hibana and goodbye to your only hard breacher with a small little asterisk.
You have the Grim, the can openers, but that's only going to shoot you 2 out of 3 hatches if they've all been reinforced, but honestly, you don't necessarily need every single hatch opened even if they were, because Oregon Basement comes down to you choosing, do we go for a front side execute, you know, freezer and laundry stairs, or are you gonna go for that backside take instead, meeting hatch drop, tower stairs, and blue double door, but 1 hatch is left soft by W7M, despite them having 2 spare reinforcements still remaining, so that means that even with Key dead on Hibana, they can still get everything opened up. They just cannot open up this Felix box position on the Warden. We call it Shaiko spot in Europe. So they can't open it up because Hibana is dead, but the rest can be dealt with.
Half of the round now burned through as W7M have fallen off of this main floor. Seeding map control to GK. Trix got in the building quite quickly. He's laying by blue stairs, watching Pillar. Turtle setup now from W7M on defense. Freezer control in the hands of GK. Trix still in this spot. He will engage with Herds down below before taking some damage and falling away towards meeting.
Yeah, this is the thing, where you're going to be striking from. You're kind of feeling out, okay, there's 2 people Pillar, maybe go for a front take instead. And so the Grim Beats are coming out, has shown the grenades on the Fink as well, laying on the floor, waiting for a swing, but W7M, they aren't giving them any openings right now. They're playing very far back and very relaxed on the side itself.
Nade tossed in, look at where Noodle is. He can strike from inside a laundry. Trix on the ground, spotted by Herds, and dealt with quite handily. The bees pinging away at these players from W7M. Keep is still in pocket, 40 seconds remaining. Fire going out as KZ looks for a kill towards laundry.
The thing is, with 30 seconds left and attackers being forced out of the bomb, it's still 2 freezer, 1 bottom laundry. It's gonna be ugly and it's gonna get messy, and you gotta hope for GK they can hit their shots because they got 4 members with a double crossfire locking them down.
KZ is still inside a freezer, timer running out. Herds taking everybody hostage, KZ and JV with picks as well. And it's a flawless start to Oregon for W7M.
When you attack on pretty much any map in Siege. You're never gonna go, you know what, we can lose that round, that's okay. But this is one of those few instances where you absolutely can say that. You're attacking Basement Oregon with a Ying ban against you. You can absolutely say, you know what, guys, we're not supposed to win this one. We can lose it, it's fine. The only thing is, you don't want to lose flawlessly, get no kills, you want to get the vibes up, find your footing, get some confidence by taking down a couple of members, but losing Basement is the expected outcome. It really comes down to the tertiary and the secondary bomb site defenses, where can you win upstairs? Can you win on the tertiary bomb site, like meeting or kitchen, for example? And things were relatively close. Hertz swung out, Wade has shot him holding down the angle, but right when the swing came out the corner, he went for the grenade cook instead. That could have been one kill, for example. Maybe that can snowball somewhere. So the real question is not how the first round plays out, but this current round and the one to follow shortly after. And Geekay, they see the site, they go on armor room, it's quick in the building, perhaps big tower window, establish a map control, and see where they want to strike from, because they only have one primary hard breacher, but the armor room of Trickster does have the can opener. They can go for a multi-sided push here, taking both master bedroom control, for example, and big tower attic afterwards.
There's something also to be said about the rotation on this map, right? If GK's win condition is to take 2 rounds on attack, if they're not able to do that, they go into the second half knowing that they have the superior side, but mentally they need to stay in it. Now, we touched on this before we got into the match, that they seem to be relatively relaxed for what they're staring down, which time and time again, it seems like the teams that come in with nothing to lose tend to be among the scariest to play. But you're kidding yourself if you don't think the pressure will get to them. It absolutely will as we go deeper into Oregon.
Oh, and it should. I mean, it's a matter of respect. And C4 in the first round, C4 in the second round as well. This time, well, again, I guess I should say Noodle falls outside the building, actually. That's a bit of a read there from W7M. I mean, not sure how they get that kill, but they do.
Peter now watching as the Selmas open up that closet wall. Bullet will go in front of Herds. Nade goes in as well. Herds doesn't move a muscle. Doesn't take any damage from that either as he pulls out sidearm of the SMG-12, and now it's time to go as he gets droned. Make that information no longer relevant. Now it's Key taking some damage. Felipox falling all the way back towards the bottom of Blue Tower stairs.
A lack of IQ here with a triple swing.
Oh! Leader gets one before being dragged down by JV92. Small advantage for W7M. Felipox giving his position away, still in back tower. Nade trading some HP for a kill onto Asham. Tricks doing the same onto Nade. Key, last man standing with case in hand, miles away from the rest of his team. He sees the Warden. Herds looks in the wrong direction. This is far more winnable than it might seem. Key's got his hands full. Over towards Attic, and Felipox doesn't move a muscle. 2-0 for W7M.
It's very much a case of finding your footing in these rounds and in these maps for a team like GK, where once you figure out the pace of things, when to take the step left, when to take the step right, what to expect from your opponents, that's when things go in their favor. Right now, they've not found it yet. Hertz asked in chat, "Are you nervous, Noodle?" Noodle said, "Not at all, brother." He's taking his time. He's 0-2 right now, not really on fire, but this is the thing about Oregon. Unlike Clubhouse, unlike Bank, you have no really quick, easy, simple way into the bomb site, into the map. You're always going to be, mostly it's going to be known where you're going to be attacking from, and you're going to funnel through a single door or a single breach, so it's more obvious gunfights, if you will, that can be expected from W7M, and not getting caught off by surprise as much. The Valkyrie, a big issue, no IQ in the first 2 rounds being played, and those yellow pings gave so much critical intel for the defenders to go for flanks and to go for C4 plays.
Tertiary bomb site now on the board. The meeting kitchen site will be played by W7M in round number 3. Theory crafting with that tertiary bomb site. Kitchen is a part of both of the other 2 sites. The other one could be over in that cafeteria, mess hall component of Oregon. What do you think leads W7M to choosing meeting?
I mean, the only thing I would say off the rip is GK don't tend to play a lot of shield operators, right? They don't really play. They played Monty twice or Catwalk specifically on Clubhouse, but that was it. They don't play Osa a whole lot either. So you can play this meeting bomb site not expecting shield operators because that's typically what you do to counter it. It also gives you a bit more mobility to work with. You can play big tower, you can play inside an attic, you can play inside a kitchen, you can play upstairs in Kid Storms. So you're spread out pretty like wide across the map if you're defending, and you're giving your opponents a big decision. Where do you have to attack from? Where are the openings? So we see this drone work right now from GK. It started. They get some red pings. They're gonna try and peel off this top floor portion of Kid Storm's Rappel, looking for a free pick perhaps, but there aren't any free kills right here to be found.
Waiting for information on what to do with that dorms portion of the map.
The attacker's bomb diffuser.
Shom struggling early on. This is the same circumstance he found on the Sphinx operator back in map number 1. It took him 7 rounds to get his first pick. You best hope that this doesn't happen, because if GK are not the most confident on their attack, a 6-0 first half from W7M is very much a possibility. Losing leader is not the start that you want for GK, as now Noodle follows up. Top of white stairs. Herd still taking full advantage of this. KZ on the board as well. Dropped as there's an adrenal surge to give Trixton and Shom a bit more HP as now nades sail on in. Will that bounce and kill KZ? No, it won't. He's still alive.
Impressive. I mean, that could be not round defining, but it sure sucks. But the ram drone, the boogie drone, it did a bit of damage. It didn't get the kill.
Sails on in, and look at KZ cannot make it through, I don't believe. A rush in from Trixt is greeted by nade. They started off with a flawless round. W7M looking to do the exact same. Sham waiting now, 45 seconds left. Softening up Herds, KZ will bleed out before the timer can end. No flawless round to be had. But JV92 makes the win official. A 1v4 is a hell of a predicament to find yourself in, especially on Oregon. 3-0 for W7M. They're off to a hot start.
This is a tough position to find yourself in. Bang doesn't go away for GK. You go down, 0-6. And then you always make the comeback happen, but you lose the map. Then on Clubhouse, it's a different story. They find that momentum relatively early on. They lose the first 2, but they win the following 6 rounds back-to-back all the way. So it's all about, again, finding their footing. What's the kind of speed that we gotta go at? What is the right pace? And they have not found it in the first 2 rounds. And they didn't find it in that third either. And this is the troublesome position. A perfect bomb site rotation from W7M. And if GK want that 2-4 half rather, they gotta win 2 of the following 3 rounds. And one of those is gonna be so difficult because it's gonna be on the basement bomb site. Most likely the one we're gonna see after this GK timeout. But calling it when he's down 0-3, knowing you gotta get some attacking rounds, I think is very, very good for them. They say, guys, we realize that we can't just win on defense. We gotta get some rounds on the board right now.
It's hard. I mean, if you've got the analyst of GK openly saying we're not terrifically confident when it comes to our attacks on Oregon, that candidness is really nice, but usually you're a lot more closed off with your real opinions. Usually you say, we could be better. But instead being like, man, we got to win 2 rounds and then we can win the whole thing. At least it speaks to confidence on the second half for GK.
That is true.
From a fan perspective, I will say all I hope is that we get a competitive third map. Few things worse than seeing 2 teams beat the ever-living stuffing out of each other in maps 1 and 2, and then map number 3 is just a lopsided snooze fest.
That's very true. I saw from the talent group chat that Des, the caster, he heard the backstage from GK saying, should we give them the mirror? Should we leave it open? Well, they have right now, and they got the blitz. They got the dog with the lion. This could be a fast one. GK have not made this kind of rush before this early in a round in any map in the best of 3 so far. It could catch them by surprise if they choose to go for it, but it's a high risk and a high reward scenario here.
First set of logic bombs, and there's the Gone 6 as Noodle is off to the races. Nade might have missed that as Noodle is taking some serious damage. EE1D tagging out these players before a gas canister will go towards elbow. Noodle's advance has been stopped, and now the fires and the gas next to him will cause some problems. Leader gets on the board first. A good opening pick from GK. They lose Hisham down in meeting. Herds and KZ now doubling up as there goes the Blitz.
Yeah, losing the finger on the room is not ideal. And Blitz is down for the count too, so they can't get back into elbow, back into blue. They're locked outside again, so the initial push worked out, but the follow-up wasn't there. It wasn't support, it wasn't successful. And now, adaptation on the fly. What's your next move? Trick's got big cow tower control. That's all they have to work with. Okay, leaders on freezer stairs somehow, but they don't know where the roamers are, but they know KC's upstairs.
You ever look at something and wonder how it got there?
I wondered that with leader there.
Yeah,
I did.
there you go.
How did he do that?
Very spread out now at the moment. As GK will tackle this map. It's almost as if they were 3 independent players, not a unit themselves. Leader works his way down freezer stairs, and Trix will try to link up with him. There's another E1D to go. The final one used by the Lion is now Key. Sees the lesion of KZ, but seems quite surprised by that. Leader from freezer stairs now over towards lobby. Back up towards armory stairs, where KZ roams. Trix in a similar spot. The 2 remaining players from GK will work together down through freezer.
They're rushing it down. I mean, they know that the roamer is collapsing behind them, so they just gotta full send it here.
And the Mira's there. The Vector will chew through 1 and 2. 4-0 now from W7M.
Again, that perfect bomb sub rotation going 3-0 up in the first half of the first half is really the dire moment here, because you're almost guaranteed the first 4, because again, basement bombs that opens up. They go for the rush and the push, but they don't get the round victory that they wanted, but they gotta find at least 1, preferably the next 2 rounds. You said they were confident in their defense, Parker, but if you go down 1-5-0-6, that's not confidence, that's cockiness.
Yeah, I mean, the numbers just really don't help you in the slightest. You have to win at least 2 rounds on your bad side. I do appreciate that they went for the rush, but...
yeah.
It's some serious disappointment.
I was gonna say, it's like, it could have been so much greater. What an incredible rush it could have been, but it wasn't. I know, me too, man.
5 seconds
But
left
if you try the slow pace the first 3 times, then you go quick in your 4th down, none of it works. It does leave you thinking as a player, doubting a little bit, guys, what are we actually doing wrong? Because if you try both sides of the coin and there's not a positive outcome, how are we gonna find any round victory success here? It's hard to analyze with GK right now what exactly has to be changed. I mean, we can say scoreboard-wise, Noodles yet to get a kill, Hasham is yet to get a kill, the injuries aren't going their way, they're not getting trades, but how do they solve it? What do they have to change to do that? Communication, most likely, saying, guys, squad up over here, play together, we found this player, isolate him, grenade him from below, something. They get armory control, so that's done for now, but now comes the gunfights.
And Noodle's feeling this, but no money in the world could buy him a kill at the moment.
Impact out.
The leader's next in line for Herds, who's turned things around from that second map. Hasham breaks his streak in the better way. And picks up another for his trouble as KZ is no more down below. The advantage swinging in favor of GK with those 2 quick picks.
Hasham has only one kind of speed. It's either not moving at all or just going really, really quickly. Either getting 0 kills or always getting multiple. And JV tries a flank but gets shut down immediately. He stays alive, takes a fair bit of damage as he runs back to Big Tower.
15 kills are off the board for W7M with Herds and KZ dead. 6 kills to be had between the 3 remaining players. 1 shy of the total kills for GK as an entire team. Fellapox will get droned out in between a rock and a hard place, but manages to survive with life intact. A swing from leader, met by JB92, bites off a bit more than he can chew. Trixt is next up. Fellapox 4-1. Nade gets his own, and now it's Nade versus Hisham in a 1v1.
Oh, play it slowly, got a minute to work with. They need this round so badly for GK, and it's all on Hisham's shoulders to find this final kill onto Nade inside a master bedroom.
You can tell who the crowd favors as Hisham gets a window into the positioning of Nade. If he wants to, Nade has the rotate. He can go for that. Hashom does not have the diffuser, so Nade will need to survive for the final 35 seconds. Out goes the drone, and Nade wins it on the swing.
That's disgusting, frankly.
Geekay still held off of the score sheet. W7M looking indomitable as they're up 5-0.
Again, it was a Hashom on Clubhouse in a 1v2. It was a Hashom here, down 0-4 to get their first round in a 1v1. Both times falling a little bit short. And now, W7M in in-game chat, they're not asking questions. They're not asking, are you nervous? They're stating, you are nervous, Noodle. So things have changed. Despite the early success of a comeback in that round from Hashom getting 3 kills, it did not go to a round victory. So now they're playing on the back end. They wanted 2 on attack. At most, they're gonna get a single. It's tertiary attack. This is where you should be winning on the attacking side. This should be statistically and realistically the easiest round of the 3 that you're playing. But it didn't go their way when they attacked Meeting and Kitchen. Maybe this will play out better for GK because the bomb site is different this time. It is kitchen and dining, if you will. So big tower not as important, but that upstairs hold could still be lethal. And W7M are setting up shop there with the ADSs, the mirror windows, the mute jammers. They want to hold on to that ground.
This map looks very similar to what we saw in Bank, right? I mean, they're droning out these W7M players. They have information, and they're still getting swung on. And this looks very reminiscent of what W7M did many years ago when they broke onto the scene, right? They basically patented that super aggressive defense.
Yeah.
And round by round, GK know where W7M happened to be. They drone them out, they use utility, and they still lose the duel, time and time again. When you get to this point in a major, it's not because there is a big gulf in skill between you. It's just W7M are that good. And it's nice to see them back in form, even if it is not the result that some of the people at home and the people here in Atlanta want.
You can see how much respect that W7M are paying us on the server. They're not taking massive risks. They're not making any stupid plays or disrespectful plays. They're playing a solid game of Siege, but it's key this time. Finally getting opening kill for his side, but it's Nade off the board. He's only 4-2. He's not that final raid boss like Hertz with 11 kills to his name, so they're gonna need more. And more importantly, Noodle has to find the scoreboard.
Hashom is perfectly lined up for Hertz, who might have picked the wrong place to go, losing his ADS, and will now be run over. As Noodle trades with Hertz, he gets on the board, but only a single kill in the first half for Noodle.
What an incredible shot and such a valuable trade, but it keeps going. The Roamers did not fall back. They stuck around for too long, and now it's a 4v2 in favor of GK.
Hashom hitting the adrenal surge. Won't do much to help leader. It's JV92 softening up Hashom. He's the last one left. He knows that someone's over there. Get his attention. Nicely played by JV92 to control the recoil and punish Hashom from that spot. Diffuser in the hands of Trixt, as he and Key can commandeer the bomb site, get the diffuser down. Key for covering support, but there's the shotgun from above. Super Shorty out of munitions. JV92 has to go back to the SMG. They've got drones or intel up there. Diffuser goes down. JV drone. Key gives GK their first round.
I can't believe he went for the reload there. I mean, he was out of bullets, but still pre-fire on the floor instead of simply waiting for the headshot. Made that way too close for comfort, and they get that super valuable, very important one attacking round where they're allowed a mistake on defense, but only one mistake. They can only toss one round before match point.
Unspecified gamer juice being drank on stage.
It's a nice opening kill from Key.
Yep.
Holding angles, and this time around actually is W7M aggressing into angles being held more often than not, leading to their fall. That shot didn't do any damage. Very surprising about that. Finnerbox must have whiffed it there. Oh boy. That could have been bad.
It's always faster to pull out your sidearm than to reload.
True and real.
So, first half in the books. And it has been about as lopsided as the score at the top of your screen would suggest. Geekay only getting first blood in a single round. That was the one that just finished, which is the only round that they prevailed in. Pretty good round by most metrics. I mean, it came on a bomb site that had not been played up to this point. And not even a tertiary bomb site. I don't know what you'd want to call it, dining. But ultimately, W7M, one flawless round, 2 rounds very close to being won flawlessly. Objective play, ineffective. And now it's W7M to be very quick to the punch. Herds getting some breathing room in this round, 30 seconds in. Noodle sitting at 1-7 in an absolutely critical matchup. Devastating start for Geekay.
Imagine being the IGL, the in-game leader for your team, and you say, give me Nuke, I will entry, I will get my 13th kill in 7 rounds to start things off, and just peel off again. Buy that early advantage, obtain it, secure it, lock it down, and play this round in that 5 versus 2 favorable spot. What they want now for W7M, gonna find the rest of the roamers. They see one on Freezer stairs, that ripping coming out, but Key instead of Armory, so far, has gone unnoticed. If he has the right timing and the right read on things, he might shut down Herds inside of lobby.
Oh, and Herds will now go hunting! Some struggles on to Leader, who's got all those Kiba barriers in back pocket. He's got the nade and it drops. Key will have to reposition. There's an adrenal surge to get him back up. It does no use though. As now the shotgun is out for Key, still fishing for a kill. He'll get it on the hatch. So long KZ. Key still in this spot. Doing double duty, losing some of the wall. The safety inside a garage will be no more. As 2 players from W7M get the job done.
Valiant effort, finding 2 picks, Finger and the Nuke. No grenades left and valuable gadgetry as well. And minutes ago, he's actually set his team up for a favorable 3-3. They got the mirror windows, they got a C4, they got 3 Kiba barriers in pocket as well. They can reshape this bomb site and keep those crucial spots alive because Leader didn't die early in the round in the Freezer Staircase roam. So, with W7M, they have 1 win condition. Philipox on the capital. The 2 smokes and the 2 fires is the only real way they can find or create an opening for themselves that doesn't rely on Geekay making a mistake themselves.
Geekay expecting this blue push now with only 30 seconds left on the clock. Trixed throwing out the nitro cell, collapsed upon, puzzling engagement he walks away from successfully. Leader lost by B, bomb, another will fall. Nade perfect inside of the site, looking for a third. Hashom will reveal himself to Philipox. W7M on to match point.
They couldn't afford it. I mean, if you only get 1 attacking round and you lose literally the first defense as well, you put yourself in an impossible situation to win. Geekay did 5 in a row. They were in this similar spot on bank. They couldn't get it done. 7-4 is the final scoreline. They need more than that. They need to go 6-6. They need to be flawless. And they gotta do it with a perfect bomb site rotation. Basement, upstairs and Kid Storms, tertiary, back to basement, and then another tertiary or a Kid Storm. And that's just to go to overtime. They play that key mate, getting those 2 kills. They're gonna need a lot more plays like that to have any chance at this.
I mean, you can be confident in your defense, but if that's the result, I don't know where that confidence is placed. Do or die for Geekay. No timeout remaining. No way to settle themselves down, but they've shown time and time again through every single phase of this major that you cannot count them out. Opponents have, they went home. Geekay continued on. But now, you go up against the reigning and defending major champions, the team that finished 2nd at the Six Invitational, a couple maps away from being world champions.
Oh, they're rushing
and
it.
This might be a quick end for KZ and Philipox, that is. Trix Nitro Cell completely blows up any chance of W7M pouncing upon the unsuspecting defenders.
They're not done, they want more. Herds is found, somehow just made his way in.
Wait! How is this round? blind.
They should know. I mean, yeah, the 2 members died on C4, but surely it's not just 2 people rushing the bomb side. There's gotta be a follow-up. And Hurts on 15 kills now. Again, leading his team forward, putting himself 3v3. We can make this work. We can still win this and go 7-1. That's where they want to be. That's what we're gonna try and do.
Nitro Cell. Herds dies to Noodle. It was read by W7M, but could not be course corrected, as Nade missed the opportunity onto the Nitro Cell. Now to follow up onto the man who threw it himself. Hasham taking out JB92. Nade dies. There's still hope for GK.
There's always hope. But underestimation is not going to come here again from W7M. They are also starting to play a little bit with that disrespect. When they say, you know what, we've got such a big lead in rounds, we can go for a rush. We can go off pace. We can take these massive risks now. And W7M did actually make a relatively big mistake in that previous round. The Lion scan came out before the Gun 6, alerting the defenders of a very possible rush. And we saw KC sprinting into the barricade for a solid second before the door was opened. Hurts, yeah, he found the double to follow up, but they can take elbow, they can push to the side. They didn't have the blitz, didn't play that operator in that specific round rather. So the push stopped, didn't go any further. But the bomb side has to be flawless here. Downstairs success, sure. Upstairs, it's going to be even more difficult. And W7M currently, this could change. They're hovering a blitz, they're hovering a glass, Capital, a gridlock. This is what we call a spicy round of Rainbow Six Siege that very well could be over very swiftly once the drone phase ends. The question is, what's the take gonna be? Typically, if they stick this lineup, we're expecting a big window, wide stairs push, try and get that bomb down on the reinforced wall between the 2 bomb sides, and play that post plant from outside the big window on top of the small tower roof. That's usually the play that W7M would make here in this position, but that's also readable. If we expect it, GK might as well, so they could change things around if they so please.
I love this. W7M are trying to go out in style.
They are.
Oh, Sham's hand was almost spotted from the door. This is a gutsy play. Not the glass, though. Well, there's a lot of gutsy plays, actually.
There is, yeah.
Oh, man. Is it the blitz? Is it the glass? Is it Hasham prone on Armory stairs? You be the judge of that.
So the blitz has diffuser, gonna go up the wide staircase. Smoke goes out, fire goes out, glass covers the cross. But Philbox has to get in to get that diffuser pendant down first.
And there he is, he's off to the races, running on in, and with 2 minutes left, Bellapox will attempt the defuse.
They don't know.
JB92 goes down. Key trapped in this position, Nade finishing him off. All hell breaks loose. As now Bellapox throws out another smoke. Herds dies to Noodle. So far, GK coming out ahead in the post plant. The blitz tussling with Trickst. Bellapox on the ground, can't make his way through. It's total calamity, total mayhem inside of the server. But the time will continue to favor W7M. Leader pops on the diffuser to the middle. Can they stop him in time? The smoke stops. They're killing themselves. And GK hangs on by a thread.
The key barrier blocked the Capital Fire post plant to stop them from going for the counter defuse. So GK steal the round. I mean, they're laughing because they know how crazy that was. Phenomenal round from both teams. The post plant, not on that reinforcement, couldn't be seen from outside the window, so they gotta go to different methods, but that's what the Capital was picked for. That was the post plant round victory. But one simple keeper barrier changed the entire outcome of that round. And GK, they win 2 in a row, but they gotta keep staying flawless. Leader, massive opening close well to cut that rotation in half. Beautiful utility usage.
The Kiba barrier single-handedly saving that post play.
Yeah, it did.
Because the Capital fire arrow would hit the wall, the fire would spread, it would have killed Leader with absolute certainty. Not that somebody else from GK couldn't have assumed that position, but it allowed Leader to hang on. Tough part now for GK is this tertiary bomb site. Meeting in kitchen.
Attackers must locate and defuse a bomb.
Balance is restored.
Yeah.
No dining defense.
So, when we spoke about why W7M they might have gone to this like meeting bombs instead of the dining bomb site, was because GK are not expected to play Monty or Osa a whole lot. The thing is, W7M, they do like playing those exact operators, and it's why Nate is playing Monty right now. They can go lobby, breach the wall, go for the plant, or go big tower, breach the wall, and go for the plant as well. It is going to be a plant-oriented push, a plant-oriented round, most likely, because it's what the it's what the Nomad wants to achieve, and then Monty wants to achieve as those kind of utility semi-support operators. And GK, they don't have a lot of answers. They got one C4 and they got smokes from Key. Outside of that, no ways to deal with the Monty besides crossfires.
Slow round. At this point in the previous round, the diffuser would have already been planted.
Yeah, it was. Like 202 or something like that. C4 goes wide. Now even less things to use against the Monty, and Hasham in the basement taking so much damage.
Droned out, trying to punish KZ. So one logic bomb's already been used. All the air jabs planted by JV92 as well. Whatever flank route you might have in mind as GK will be tougher to pull off.
You just plant.
Nade's got a freebie right now. There goes the toxic canister. Damage is done. There's a bit of a concussive blast over by flag or split, depending on how you call it. A rare Ella sighting on Oregon. Used to be far more common on that pillar position. The smoke now being threatened as Nade walks in. You're kidding me, Key. And he pulls off another double duty. That's enough. Buried inside a meeting. KZ giving W7M a chance. Will now grab the cams as it's a 3v3 with a minute to go. Down goes leader. Oh, GK, you've got some troubling prospects. The blinded. Herds dies down. Trickst will need to win this. He's in a 1v1 against JV. JV with diffuser now going for the plant. Trickst to rotate around. He has to run out of the way, and he does so remarkably well. A game of cat and mouse. JV will attempt it again. In a safe position. Trickst closing in. He hears the no. Oh! But JV92 will break the hearts of a whole region. They are the kings for a reason. W7M, the defending major champions, win 2-1.
What a heartbreaking way to go out. The 1v1's always favoring W7M. Shotgun